week, Jess hits 1 million subscribers, Dan takes another trip around the sun, and we answer your Patreon questions. All this and more on this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Congratulations, Jess! Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. We're good for your ears. I'm Dan. You can find me everywhere at RFS Dan.
And I'm Jess, and you can find me everywhere at Gone to the Snow Dogs and Snow Dogs Vlogs.
Jess, 10 days into November. Man, this year is just ending so fast. We're going to be into like holiday talk pretty soon.
I mean, we already had some holiday talk. Oh, you mean the other holidays?
Yeah, the real holidays.
We're not friends anymore.
Halloween's
I'm out. See you later.
Halloween's like Holiday Junior, and Christmas is like the banner. Here's the thing: I don't profit at all on Halloween. I don't profit at all at it.
You would if you went trick or treating. You could get free candy.
That's true, but November and December, that's where the big payoffs are.
Right.
That's where the big payoffs are. So I am ready. I am ready for that. I was just at the supermarket, and I was at Walmart, and I was at Target. They remind me of, how do I even describe it? They love you until the moment, not even the moment that your holiday's over, like the day before your holiday's over, and then you're out. You're out. I went there the day of Halloween, and they were already booting all the Halloween stuff out of there for Christmas.
Home Depot did it, like, at least our Home Depot, like a week before. Mm-hmm. I went to Home Depot to look for, I wanted a set of lights, and I wanted a couple of battery-operated Halloween lights. I needed a couple new ones. So I went there maybe 4 days before Halloween, like one of the mornings before everybody showed up, and all of their stuff was already 50% off, and it was almost all gone. And I was like, oh, well, apparently I'm not getting anything fun from Home Depot.
Nope. I did go and try to do a little bit of day after candy shopping. And there was some stuff there, but yeah, that day after clearance mentality, I think, is gone.
Yeah.
Gone. I'd rather get all my stuff out of there and start putting it on sale a few days before the end of that holiday, just to get it out of there.
It makes more sense. It makes more sense to put it all on sale the day before, because I think you would sell it. But if people know it's going to be on sale the day before, some people will hold out, where then you have the people that are specifically there the day after that are buying like crazy. So it's a hard situation to be in for those stores. Our Meijer put everything on sale the day after, and I got some Halloween candy and things like that. Did you?
Ours was pretty much ripped apart already. You have to get up pretty early to beat the people to the clearance candy.
Right.
Especially out here in our town. So, how's Kyra doing?
She's out of my sight right now, so if I panic a little bit, that's probably why. She's actually doing pretty good. She gets her stitches out in 4 days, so this week, Friday, she will get her stitches out. She yesterday decided she was going to take her cone off, and, she's got this big cone around her head, and she managed to get her foot through the plastic thing. And I was in here working, and like I had the camera going, so every once in a while I'd look up and I'd see her in the living room, because I kind of gave her a little bit more freedom the past couple of days. And I see her in there fighting with the cone, and I go in there, and she's got one foot stuck, and she's just looking at me, hopping around like, hey, can you get this? So she's slowly trying to figure out how she can murder us in our sleep. She's slowly trying to figure out how to get out of the thing. She doesn't like the cone. She absolutely hates her onesie, but we have to put it on her at night. The one night we tried trusting her and having her not wear it, and she decided that she was going to try to chew out her stitches. So.
Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't? The cone, from what I can tell, looks like a neck pillow.
Yes, and once she realized she could use it as that, I think because like she'll lay down in here and sleep, and she'll get into a position where it looks like she's using it as a pillow.
Interesting.
So she definitely has figured those things out.
But it is a neck pillow, or is it plastic? It looks soft.
It is soft. It's inflatable. It's an inflatable cone. We started using inflatable cones with, I thought it was with Shiloh. I was trying to figure this out with Jamie the other day, because we were talking about the blue one that we have, because I've had a blue one for forever, and we were trying to figure it out. It was Oakley. When we got Oakley, we bought an inflatable cone, because the cone where she couldn't see anything, Oakley had a lot of anxiety, and it just made it worse. So yeah. So
why do they have those anymore? Like, how come no one's ever mentioned to me a inflatable cone ever in my life? I thought like that was new.
Well, I mean, they are kind of new. I think a lot of people don't know that they're a thing. I have a couple of different cones. I have the inflatable cones, and then I have a comfy cone. Okay, she's got her toy. Sorry, I thought her foot was stuck. The inflatable cone is exactly that. It's a neck pillow. It reminds me of the neck pillows you use when you fly on an airplane.
Right. Yeah,
that's pretty much what it feels like. The difference is it's got a little... This one has a little snap at the bottom of it. The blue one I have actually has like a ring inside of it, so you can put it around their collar, and that's how you make it so they don't slide it off. This one has an adjustable strap and a little snap at the bottom of it, so I can take the snap and pull it open and take it off. But I have the inflatable cones, and then I also have a comfy cone, which is more of that blinder cone, but it's shorter. But it's, instead of that plastic thing, it's softer. I had to use that like when Shelby had surgery on her face. The inflatable cone isn't going to work for that because she can still reach her face. So I used the comfy cone for the other one. I have a whole list of those on my kit.
Yeah, your kit's got good stuff on it. I was going through it. I was trying to make one for the baking channel, and I was going through yours to see how you have it set up, and that thing's very handy.
Oh, yeah. I really like it. And a lot of people have been asking me, what are you using for Kyra? And I'm just like, here's a bunch of stuff that we've used in the past for our dogs with surgery. We've been through surgery with our dogs a lot of times. I don't know why more people don't go with those types of cones. A lot of times when people get their dogs fixed or they have surgery, they go with that plastic cone that the vet gives you.
That's
what I have. And those things to me, and they crack and they're brittle, and they... the little inflatable cone that I have, they make them for cat size too. So
well, they make it so you don't smack your head. I remember it's like dogs smacking their heads on everything because the cones are all plastic. I have been fortunate enough, and I've said it before, that I have not had to use any of the cones. I have the cones, but they all just go to sleep for a couple days, and I don't ever really catch them biting stitches. So we haven't really had to use the cone. Unfortunately, the cones are too small. Even the bigger one that we had to get from Mouse to put around my neck, because I'm like, oh, that'll be funny. Like, we'll do a bit with the cones, but I can't even put them on my neck. So I'm like, they really truly are useless for me.
Yeah, I like using the ones that I've bought instead of the ones that the vet gives us. I just feel like the dogs are more comfortable. I feel like the inflatable... Hi, puppy. I feel like the inflatable cone just gives them more comfort. Kyra, when you put the cone on where she can't see, did a lot like what every dog tends to do. Once they can't see, I mean, put your hands on the side of your face like this.
Oh, so much more focusable.
It is, but at the same time, you don't know what's over here. You don't know what's over there. And when you're a dog, it's like, I want to know what's that way, and I want to know what's that way. So she's doing good.
They rely on a lot of that. They rely on a lot of the senses for stuff. But she is. You said she's doing well. She's not complaining or anything.
She is. Well, she hates her onesie, but she has to wear it.
Onesies aren't the best anyway. I have a onesie. I have a Pittsburgh Penguins onesie.
Well, hers is pink camo. So do
you have a onesie?
No. No.
Okay. Well, then I
have the ones for the dogs.
Party then.
No. We actually took Kyra's onesie and put it on Memphis last night, and it was hilarious.
Oh, that's cute. What did she do?
Yeah,
just sit there?
She forgot how to. Yeah, she forgot how to walk.
She was just how the cats are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Kyra doesn't forget how to walk. Kyra goes and attacks not attacks, but she jumps up on the couch and she beats up the pillow and then turns around and lays down and looks at you like, I'm going to murder you.
I'm going to murder you. Yeah. Don't sleep tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Enough of this banter. Let's get to the most important topic of them all. Jess.
Your birthday.
No, not my birthday. Jess hit 1 million subscribers on Gone to the Snow Dogs. Yes. If you were under a rock and you missed it,
dude, I almost missed it.
Right, it came quick. We didn't know. It was like the equivalent of being 9 months pregnant. You don't know when the 1 million mark water's gonna break. You just don't.
Yeah.
You just don't know, because right in the beginning, I don't know, maybe 100,000 subscribers ago, we hit this big spike where you're like, whoa, like this is crazy. And then it slowed down, and then all of a sudden it hit a big spike again, and you're just like, oh, back to fast forward, because that's how YouTube is. It's YouTube is like a bad airplane. Oh, look, we're going up, a roller coaster, and we're coming down, and we're going up again. You just don't know what's around each turn. So it did come fast. It was on Sunday.
It was on. Was it Sunday that it happened? Mm-hmm. Yes. Today's Tuesday? Yes.
Yeah, it was on Sunday. You live streamed it, which was fun.
Just barely. Thank you, by the way, for answering my 27 phone calls, screaming in the phone, going, I don't know what I'm doing, and I need help. It was so weird. Like, when I went to bed Saturday night, I don't know what we were talking about, but I had said something, or Jamie had said something about it being November 8th the next day. I'm like, oh my gosh, tomorrow's already November 8th. And Jamie said something like, oh, I know why that date is important, or is supposed to be important. However he said it. It threw me off. I'm like, November 8th? What is November 8th? I'm like, oh, it's Shiloh's birthday. You know, and Shiloh's been gone 7 years now? 6 years now? 7 years now. So, like, it didn't register right away. And I'm like, oh, you're right. It's Shiloh's birthday. And then we kind of started talking about subscribers. And I said this. I said to him, I said, wow, it'd be really cool if we could hit 1 million subscribers on her birthday. I think I'm going to do a push for that. And he looked at me and he goes, that's a really good idea. He's like, but if you don't hit it on her birthday, it's not a big deal. And I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah. So I literally went into it going, it's not going to happen. It'd be cool if it did. Because last year I tried it was a much bigger push. We had much further to go. But last year I tried to do a big push for our 10-year anniversary on YouTube. Because our 10-year anniversary was last year. And it just did not work. It didn't work. And I don't know if it was just maybe I was still too far away, or maybe it didn't work like this did. Like, I believe I was 1,800 away when I went to bed Saturday night. And I was only gaining between like 50 to 150 if I was lucky a day, which I know to some of you that sounds insane. And it is. It is, but insane. Honestly,
from what the things, that's not that much. That's a trickle in compared to 1 million, compared to 2 million on Facebook. That is honestly a trickle, because you'll lose that in a day as well. Right. That's the thing. Yes. Don't think that's a high number, because you'll lose 50 or 100 in a day. Yeah. And that's just average as well.
And that's true. So I was looking at it realistically, and I'm like, well, and I put something out right before I went to bed, and by the time I woke up in the morning, I think I had gained 200 overnight. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then, like, Jamie was going to go work on Chris's house Sunday. They had really good weather, and they were doing the rafters, I think, or the beam. Was it the beam? Whatever it was, they had people coming out there to help, and he had to be out there at a certain time, and they had big stuff they had to lift. So he took off and he went out there, and it was about 12:30 or so, and I got an old picture of Shiloh, and I made sure to make it look nice, and I uploaded it to like Instagram and my Facebook page, and I saw when I did that there was like, you could see the little bit of stuff happening, and then I uploaded a video to TikTok. I made a really cute 1 minute long video talking about that it was Shiloh's birthday and wouldn't this be cool, and I uploaded it to TikTok, and a few minutes after I did that, it started going faster, and then I got a message from Ken from McCann Dogs, and he shared it on his page.
And he's got reach.
Yep, they have almost 500,000 on their page. And then Jody from Key the Stunt Husky Mute, my friend Jody, who has like, I think 1.6 million, she passed me a while ago. I've been friends with her for a long time. She saw that I was doing this push, and when I put out the live stream, she shared my live stream. Right. So that's going to help. Yeah, it was like, it went from like a trickle growth, and I thought it was going to happen by the time Jamie got home. Like, that was my thought. If it happens, it's going to happen towards the end of the day. And then all of a sudden it was happening. Like, I think I was on the phone with you trying to figure out how to live stream this, and it went up like 100. And I'm like, I got to launch this. Like, it has to go live now.
It was fast. I was at the supermarket. Yeah. And then I'm walking around bumping into stuff because I'm on the supermarket's Wi-Fi. And I'm trying to kind of halfway mod, because that chat was out of control.
It was insane.
With love. It was all love. So that was cool. I thought that was really fun. We had the countdown thing.
Yeah. And I was so not prepared. Like, I wanted to go live after we hit 1 million. I wanted to go live with the dogs, but I didn't hook up a camera beforehand. And then I was trying to ask you how to do that, and you're like, no, you got to shut everything down. Somehow
I have to shut everything down on mine.
Somehow I got lucky. I plugged that camera in, and it showed up, and I went, I'm doing this. So I plugged the camera in, plugged the microphone, and I'm pointing because I did this on my big computer. Plugged all that stuff in and went live for a little while afterwards. And it was cute. It's still just wild. Like, just
a lot. That's a lot.
I haven't got my notification from YouTube yet that gives me my little code to get my gold play button yet,
which is awesome. Sure, that's super awesome. Yeah. You can put it by your other two play buttons that you have, but good job. That's a lot of years of hard work, and you I don't know how to phrase this. You have it harder than a lot of creators, and I know this doesn't gonna make sense because you've been around for so long.
Yes.
Like, I feel like there's people, there was some picture that we were looking at today where the guy took from 4 months to get to 1 million.
Yeah.
Different makeup of stuff than the ingredients that you've been putting in for so long to do it. It almost hurts you to have such a long catalog.
I think in a way it does, because the algorithm has changed so many times since I started. Like in 2012, it went to watch time based, and everything changed, and it was how long can you keep people watching videos, and then it was session watch time, and now it's average view duration. And there's so many things that I was fighting against, you know. And then you go through you're supposed to upload as much content as you can, and then now you have to upload quality content over quantity content, and it's always, you're always chasing the dragon. It's always it's always changing. And I think that part of my issue, because there are old school YouTubers that have still grown over time way faster and way better than I have, but they play the game different. And I think that's the thing. Like, I fight to still be myself in what I do and not let go of that and chase numbers. I don't want to chase numbers. So I think there's a lot of things I could have done to grow faster.
Oh, absolutely. That's the same goes with me. I didn't chase the things, and then look where I'm at. I'm still stagnant. People ask me all the time, why at this stage of the game do you have like 3,000 subscribers? Why aren't you more popular? Well, I didn't play the trends. I didn't put cellophane on the door and have, Blake walk into it. I didn't do the ice bucket challenge. I didn't do some of those things. And it'll hurt you trying to stay true to yourself. A lot of the stuff that you did as well, too, was more geared towards those current algorithms. You change it, but that content's still there, not performing as well because it doesn't meet, we'll say, the requirements to the algorithm, which we were at Vid Summit this last weekend, virtual Vid Summit, and just watching the computer watch a video and tell you every little detail of what it saw on that computer would blow your guys' mind. It knew what temperature, it knew what season it was, it knew what the plants were that were in the videos, it knew that it was a burger. So you have to play that game. So I'm not taking away anything from anybody else, but you've definitely been to war for a long time trying to get to that 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, I think
that's hard.
I think if I look at my channel over the 11 years I've been doing this, I think I've lost, the one time I looked, I think it's like 210,000 in 11 years that I've lost.
That's it? Of all the subscribers?
So I'd have to look again, but the last time I looked, it was like 210,000, because I'm like, wow, I've almost lost as many subscribers as I had on the vlogs channel, and that was when I looked. I'm higher on the vlogs channel now. But yeah, over time, you gain, you lose, you gain, you lose, and it's just... And
weird stuff happens. The other day, I don't know if any of you at home realized it, I lost a bunch of Instagram subscribers, and so did you.
Yeah, I lost a ton.
It's just they go clear out dead accounts, they delete some stuff, people are inactive for long enough. So yeah, that wave does go up and down. But congratulations, you work really hard. I mean, I'm pretty much connected to you 24/7. Like we pretty much are a team, and you put an unhealthy amount of hours into this. And so good job. Thank you. And you could see the support. How did it make you feel? Like how did you feel? Does it feel great, or does it just feel surreal?
It's still, I mean, like, I think it'll feel really different when the play button shows up. Because, like, a number on a screen isn't really tangible.
Right.
Like, that sounds really bad when I say it like that. I was excited. Like, I was on the phone with Jamie when it happened. I called him, and they were watching live, him and Chris, and his cousin, like, could not believe it was happening. So we talked for a little bit, and then on the vlog, I actually have him talking while I was on the phone with him. And it is a surreal feeling to now know that after all this time we actually did it, but I have a feeling it'll be a complete, because I remember hitting 100,000 and I remember getting my silver play buttons, and when I hit 100,000 it was the same thing. Like it feels really cool and you're really excited about it, but then when that tangible piece of something shows up and you get like this plaque for doing it, it's a totally different feeling.
That is pretty cool.
I cried in the morning when I knew it was going to happen, just because I was like, wow, all this work and like it's actually happening. And then it kind of went to the whole, I can't believe it's happening. And did it really happen? And are they going to take them away? Because, sometimes you hit and then they take a whole bunch they do the subscriber dump and you're like, well, we're back down below it. But we're already over, I think, 2,000 over 1 million. And it's only been 2 days.
It won't dip past that.
Yeah, and for only gaining like 100 a day or so, and then all of a sudden now we're back up to gaining where we were. Okay.
Good job.
Hi, Kyra. I see.
Good job. What's the next milestone for YouTube? Like, what's the next one?
10 million, I think. I think it goes from 1 million to 10 million, and 10 million I think is the diamond play button.
Yeah.
And then 50 million is a ruby play button.
Oh, really?
I think it is, yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
And I think I don't remember. I think there's 100 million play button now too, because PewDiePie hit it and one other channel. Only 2 channels have hit it.
What do you get for that? Stock?
I think it's a black play button.
That's tight. Okay, so
yeah, I think it's black.
I want stock options. I want stock options. I want to be like.
Are you?
I want to be like. I think David Cho. He hit up all the tagging inside Facebook Office, and he just asked for when they go public that he could get in on it, and then he made millions and millions off of that, just because he didn't want to get paid. They were gonna give him like 20 G's. He's like, no, just give me like a stock or whatever, and he made millions off of that. Yeah, 20 million. You should get like some stock options for YouTube. I don't think YouTube's publicly traded because they're just owned by Google.
And Google is publicly traded.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah. So you could always buy Google stock. I don't know how much it is. I had a buddy of mine that bought Google stock when it was cheap, and he still has it. When
I was at NASA, all we talked about was buy Apple, buy Walmart, buy Google, and we talked about it. And even if we would have bought it then, we would have been insanely ahead financially. Right now we would be ahead financially. Well, good, Jess. Congratulations. That's a lot of hard work. Everybody will leave their well wishes in the chat notes, I'm sure. I mean, that chat room was out of control. I'm sure for the rest of the day your phone just blew up.
Crazy. It was nuts. Like, my phone was exploding for people that were excited that it was happening. It was exploding for people that knew what was going on, and then it didn't. And then after it happened, same thing, man. It was just, people were messaging me and they were so excited. And of course I made a post on Facebook and things like that. But it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. It was just, I don't know. It's still unreal. Still, when I click on my creator studio and now it says 1000000, I'm like,
it happened
that's
fast.
Real.
I clicked on the accounts because all the accounts were there, and right away your million was there. I'm like, oh wow, nice. And it didn't even say 1 million; it had all the zeros.
All the zeros.
It had all the zeros. I like that. So as a creator, do you unlock anything now? Do you get access to any more functions or anything like that?
I have no idea. I don't even have a YouTube partner manager. They took that away quite a while ago, and they never gave me another one. So I have no idea.
So
maybe
you're just rogue.
Maybe. I wish I could pull the camera off of here and show you Kyra. She's literally like sleeping on my arm. Hi.
Oh. With her cone? With her cone on?
With her cone on, yes. I'll see if she doesn't move. I'll try to. Oh gosh, don't move. I'll try to take a picture of her if she doesn't move, and we'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, okay, that works.
This is way too cute.
Yes, and if you guys want to see this, you can go to youtube.com/CCMS podcast and watch the video version of our podcast that we do that accompanies this audio version. It's the same, the video, the audio version. If you're a video version, you would like to listen to the audio version, you can find it on all your favorite music apps. Aw, she's so cute. She's so photogenic.
She's like, can we take this off yet?
Did you do anything? Are you gonna do anything? What's coming up? What's coming up for the subscribers? What can we see from your $1 million hustle?
We weren't $1 million subscriber, not $1 million.
I guess I was getting too excited.
Yeah, I really wanted to do like some type of trip with the dogs when we hit 1 million. Like, I had this idea that we would do like how we did the 2-week road trip when we came out to LA. I really wanted to go, like, I want to go back to Washington. I want to go back to Montana. I wanted to do, like, across the top of the country type of trip.
Right.
But it's already snowing in North Dakota. It's not the right time of the year to do it. So I think that's still going to happen, but I think it'll happen in the spring.
Yeah,
and
there's
plus
really
with
nowhere
COVID,
to go. Yeah.
Plus with COVID and everything, we're like, okay, well, we'll hold off on the trip. But I thought that would be kind of fun. And then I put out on my community tab if people wanted me to make gold play button cookies or cupcakes or a cake. And a lot of people voted for the cake. So not this week. Hopefully it'll be next week. This week I'm going to do the video about Kyra's spay while she still looks the way she does. So I want to make sure that I get that done and out there. And then next week we'll do the cake. And then my plan will be when the gold play button shows up, I'll make gold play button cookies.
That's a good idea. Okay, so you can get them all in there. I know we were trying to figure out, like, what are we going to do? So that makes it work. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
How long, I mean, and realistically, I mean, how long does it take for a play button to come? A month, 2 months?
It depends. When I got my play button for Gone to the Snow Dogs, it took less than a month.
Oh,
but
okay.
it took me a couple of weeks before it showed up in my dashboard that said, hey, here's your thing. You got to click on this. You got to go here.
Okay.
My Snow Dogs Vlogs play button took over 2 months to get to me. So
all right. So there's really no rhyme.
I think it depends on where it falls. And then with COVID right now, I think everything's taking longer.
Oh, yes.
Which is fine. But other than that, like, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. You know, those are the two things I know we're going to do. I'll probably at some point in time make like a voiceover video where I talk about where we started and, you know, like show all these clips, and which is a lot of work, you know, putting together.
It is, but that'll be cute because you got a lot of new subscribers.
Yeah. So it'll kind of go through that, and, you know, it'll go out and say, here's where we started, here's what it is, here's the story of Gone to the Snow Dogs. I'll kind of do like a big story like that. Mm-hmm. That's something else that I wrote down that I want to do. I've been wanting to do that for a while.
Yeah.
So now it's
almost like a new channel trailer. Like, who are we?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty
cool.
much.
Right.
So, but other than that, I don't know. Like, I bought a bag of confetti for when we get the cake. I thought it'd be funny to like throw confetti at the dog. Not confetti poppers, but like just actual confetti. Mm-hmm. I thought it'd be funny to like throw confetti, and I bought like a ton of balloons because I gotta get a picture of the dogs in front of some balloons. And any excuse to get a picture of the dogs in front of a bunch of balloons, I'll take it.
I want a million paw shirt. It just says like 1 million paws. That'd be
a couple people asked for that. They asked for me to do a limited edition 1 million subscriber shirt, and
that'd be fun.
I might do something with like a gold something on it with all of the dogs on it. Mm-hmm. Again, it's written down on my list of
a million and one things to do.
Literally a million things to do, because I also have to do my holiday stuff, and I didn't get my calendars done, which I still didn't get done today, and you know, work stuff. Right.
Well, congratulations, Jess.
Thank you.
Before we go on, we have Patreon questions and Patreon shoutouts. If you guys are a member of our Patreon, thank you very much. This is your time to shine. If you guys are not yet subscribed to our Patreon, you could go to patreon.com/ccmouthpodcast. There's exclusive videos there. There's some photos. There's fun stuff. Sometimes the podcasts go up there early. You guys can ask questions. There's a lot of interactivity in there. There's a Discord. So it's a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and supporting the show. It really does make the difference. And let's see this month who actually is making the difference. B. Graham, thank you so much. Jennifer Sheehan, thank you so much for the support. And Gato, my life so far. Elizabeth Ford. Do you drive a Ford? Kind of have to. If your last name is Ford. Brittany Crow, thank you so much. Sharon Kohara. Ooh, yes. Ashton Van Zandt, thank you so much, Ashton. Real Beal, you can follow her at youtube.com/Real Beal. She's always been supporting us. Yes. Nicholas, Linda, Steve, Loki the Siberian, thank you. Traveling Sheep, and Katie Harlow. Have you noticed the names are getting bigger each month? Yeah, so thank you guys so much for subscribing. As more people join, because it still feels a little bit like tumbleweeds on a Patreon, unless you get a lot of people there. But it is slowly closing the gap between times and more stuff going up there. So thank you so much for the support. It really does help. It makes us smile. And I did ask this week if they had any questions for us. We do have 4 or 5 questions, so let's answer them real quick. Okay. So the first one comes from Di. She posted this a couple week ago. Supermarket Sweep is back. Have you ever watched Supermarket Sweep, Jess?
No.
You know what it is? Have you seen it and stuff like that? Mm-mm. All right, so Supermarket Sweep is a game show that they do in a supermarket. And, you know, it starts out where, you know, there's 3 groups of 2 contestants. You're there with your partner, and they ask you, like, things like, if you were making this peanut butter jelly sandwich real fast, what would you use for the peanut butter? And you'd be like, Jif, or something quick or something. You'd get points. Right. And then it's like, all right, go find it. And then they send you through the supermarket, and you go find it, and there's points on there. And then you accrue time. And at the end, however much time you have, you take it through the aisles with all the other teams, and you're pushing and shoving out of the way while you're filling your basket to see who can put the most stuff in their basket. Such a fun show. It's been around since the 50s or 60s. It went away in the early 90s. I love Supermarket Sweep. It went away, then it came back. And I watched this. This might not apply too much to you, Jess, but I watched it. I don't know if you did. Dan, will you try out? Who would you take? Mueller would be great. I can see Crystal or Blake loving it. I've watched that show forever. So I'll just answer this question. I would take my sister Leslie on it. When we all lived together, she would watch The Price is Right, and she would guess every single price. Every price. We'd watch Supermarket Sweep, and she would know like where the stuff's at. Oh, this is going to be next to here, and that's going to be on this aisle. I would take her because she would probably be the best person for that.
She'd help you win.
Right. Who would I never want to take on that show? Jess. You know why? Because when we go to the store, it is a big 2-hour distraction. We're always looking at stuff. We'd go up one aisle. We'd be like, oh, I wonder what new ponies there are. And we'd go to the My Little Ponies section, or we'd guess, yes, that's blind boxes. You guys can see if you're watching the video version of it. Jess and her blind boxes. We would definitely lose if we were a team on Supermarket Sweep. We would definitely lose on that one. I'm thinking. So, yes. So, I think, I don't know, it's fun to watch the show. You might like it. I don't know. You're not really a game showy type person, though, really, are you?
Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Okay, right. But you don't know really like Price is Right or Let's Make a Deal or anything like that too much.
I mean, I've seen them, but Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune were the ones I've watched the most.
Right. Yeah. So I would take Leslie because she would know the prices. She would know where it's at. It's no BS. So I would do that. So thank you, Di, for the question. I would do it with Di. I think that would be fun. I have no idea what your shopping skills are, Di. But I think it would be,
it'd be fun.
Time. I don't know. See, because Di seems so nice to me. You gotta throw those elbows out, you know? Because I'm running to the meat section so you can get those big old sides of beef because they're worth a lot,
right.
You know? So, you gotta kind of smash people around with the cart. So, I don't know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the questions. All right, next question here is from Brittany. Going full-time on YouTube, has your life improved or is it more stressful not working for somebody else? Well, Jess, you'd have more knowledge in this than I have. I have not been working for somebody for a year. It's been about a year and a month since I quit the job at the bike shop. You answer this first, Jess. Going full-time on YouTube, has your life improved or is it more stressful since not working for someone else?
Yes.
Just yes.
Just yes. Yeah, I think our lives have definitely improved because we now get to, like, from my perspective and what I do, I get to spend more time at home with my dogs and doing things with them. And there's a part of it, like, their life is so short. And the fact that I get to spend so much more time with them really, like, I don't know, it just really makes me happy. When I look back and I think of like when we had Shiloh and even the first few years of Shelby's life and the first few years of Oakley's life and how much we missed being able to do with them because, we both worked. We both worked 40 to 50 hours a week and we had the dogs and there was a lot less we could do. So I think my life has improved because I now prioritize the dogs. And not just because of content, but also because their life is short and I have the ability to be here. So if I want to... Oh, I almost said it. If I want to WALK them 3 times a day, I can. And they love it and I love it. So I do feel like my life is definitely better. Is it less stressful working for myself versus somebody else? Not at all. It's less aggravating, I guess you would say, because the only person I have to answer to is myself. Mm-hmm. So if I have a list of things that I want to get done and I don't get them all done, I'm the person that gets mad at me. It's not somebody else getting mad at me. So there's that. But the stress level, I think, is probably 10 times higher because I'm the person that has to answer to myself. Okay. So, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want that to sound like a bad thing. I wouldn't change it for the world. I really wouldn't. And I've learned in the 11 years of doing this and the, 5 or 6 years of doing this full time, 5 years now, whatever it is, of doing it full time. I've learned that there's certain things that I have to let go of and let other people help me do. And that kind of helps relieve the stress a little bit. But at the same time, when you work for somebody else, when you go home at the end of the day, it's not your problem. When you leave, when you leave the deli, you leave the bike. Well, the deli didn't count, but when you leave the shop and you go home, that's it. I live here. I live here. I don't get to go home. There is no, you don't leave this. Even when I go into the other room and leave my desk and leave all my stuff behind, there's always something in the back of my head going, content for this, or I need a video for this, or what can we do for this, or how can we do, so it just never shuts off.
Yes.
So
I
I
agree.
love it. I wouldn't change it for anything, but I do think that my life is better, and I do think that it is more stressful. But I think any business owner will tell you that. It's more stressful owning your own business than working for somebody else, but it's worth it.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And this isn't a knock at the bike shop at all. I like being gone from the bike shop, and it's like you said, it was great to like always get a paycheck. It was great to walk away at the end of the day and stuff like that. But it feels good knowing that you're in control of your stuff, but it's also scary because I can see I'm not flying on a plane. I'm piloting the plane. So it's going to crash by my hands, not your hands, which some of the people are like, well, that's what you want. But it is different, stressful. Like, okay, so I've been doing this for 13 months now. I've really been doing this for about 3 months. Those other 10, 11 months was just a spiral of like, I'm not used to being, and I'm not a leader. I'm not like Jess. Jess doesn't, I don't think Jess would would do well working for somebody because she's not in control. You're an alpha, not control person, but you want to be there. Right. You're the quarterback. I have a hard time
when I see people that have potential and they're not using their potential. I have a hard time letting things like that go. Like when I did work for other people and I saw something that I knew could be done in a better way, it takes a lot for me not to be able to say, why aren't we doing it this way? And then when you do say that and they tell you, well, that's just not the way we do it, it bothers me. Right. Because, but we can do this better.
Yes.
So
this kind of environment, you thrive on it. I am Robin. I am not a Batman. I am not a leader. I am a follower. Yes, I'll jump off that cliff. I am definitely a follower. So it's been really hard over this last year. Like, there's some times where, like, I just don't want to do anything, so I just wouldn't do anything. Or it got really hot and I wouldn't push through it because I just didn't care enough because I'm used to it being somebody else's problem. Right. I'm used to clocking in, and I'm used to always just working for somebody, and it really doesn't hurt my wallet. Then you find out real fast that it does hurt your wallet, and time is money and stuff. So it's taken me all the way up until just pretty much since we got back from camping, where I'm starting to figure this out. I'm starting to realize the consequences to my actions. I'm starting to realize what it takes to do stuff yourself. It's my birthday today. I don't want to do this. I don't. You can tell I didn't want to do this at all. I just want to go. I want to watch The Mandalorian with Blake. I want to play some video games with him. I want to, but I'm here because this is what I have to do. Because I'm broke. I'm more poor. I'm poorer than I was working at the bike shop. But there's something a little bit more freeing about this. I don't ever want to work for another person again. Like, I don't see myself ever going back to retail life or anything like that. I feel like I could scrape by, even if I'm poorer, by a lot. Like by a lot. I think that I'm happier. Yes. And I think that's an interesting way to look at it. I actually was reading an article the other day where somebody was talking about that, and it had a lot to do with what we want versus what we need. People think they need a cell phone and they need a computer and they need all of these things and they need to be able to go out to eat and they need to be, but the reality of it is you don't need those things. You want those things. What do you need? You need food. You need shelter. You need, clothing. That's basic. There's very few basic things that you need. The rest of it is more wants. And I think when people can actually pull back and look and really separate the difference, you don't need this. And you'll get people that'll say, well, I have to have this because I have to have it because that's how I look for a job. And I have to have it because if I don't have that, people can't get a hold of me. Not necessarily true. You can still find a job without this, and then you work towards getting this. And I think that the more people that kind of take that step back and like really realize what you need versus what you want, I think you appreciate things more, and I think it gives you the drive to work for the things you want. There's nothing wrong with wanting things. Nothing. Right. But there's a difference between wants and needs, and once you figure out the difference between wants and needs, I think you can become such a more productive person and really work towards those things, and it feels a lot better. If that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't. But I am not that. I am the easiest, laziest. Like, I don't have any of those like skills. I'm hardworking. Like, I love the bike shop. We on our feet all day long. It was great and everything. But this whole last year, it's been crazy. And sure, there's been stuff crazy in my house. My kitchen fell apart. My cat died. We're stuck in a pandemic. Like, it's been chaos. But that's still no excuse. Like there was a lot of failure over this last almost year before I really kind of feel like I'm getting a routine. I'm starting to understand it more. I'm not stressed out. I was stressed the heck out. I had so much anxiety. I'm like, I'm broke. I don't know what I'm going to do for work. I don't know what I'm going to do for money. It helps that I really don't have too much debt. You know, I have like a car payment. Right. I might have a credit card, but I don't have like a bunch of debt. I don't have like a boat or anything and stuff. So, but once you get a kind of like a handle on it, I feel so much more at peace than that rat race of going to work every day. I cannot believe that I spent almost all my life in a box.
Yeah.
In a box. It's like that Mustard Plug song. You're born in a box, you live in a box, you work in a box, and you die in a box. And it's like, I feel better. I'm free. I can stand up and leave the house. I can, I can go outside. I can have a life. And I don't feel that ticking stress.
Yes. And I feel like even you saying, like you're not a leader.
Absolutely not.
I don't think you have to be a leader to be able to work for yourself. You just have to be able to differentiate things. You have to be able to realize what you want and go for what you want. You don't have to be a leader for that.
What I meant is I'm used to be told what to do.
Right, exactly. And that's a hard thing when you don't. And, you and I we're very similar with, let's start a project here and then here and then here and then here. And now you've got 9 things going.
Right. Even
and
today.
By the end of the day, you finished 2, even though you wanted to finish 9. 11 years of doing this, I still haven't figured out a way to stop my brain from doing the thing that it does. I don't know how. I'm really good at multitasking. I'm not good at finishing. I'm really good at doing 20 things at once. And at the end of the day, having maybe got 1 done.
Yes.
And I also, I was talking to Jamie and his cousin about this last night. I also have the problem where when I get something done, I don't go, okay, well now I can go watch a movie or I can go play a video game. When I finish something, my brain immediately goes to the next thing that I need to do.
I am not that way.
Work.
I want to go watch TV. See, I want my reward.
See, and to me, I'm chasing the dragon.
Yes, and I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Being self-motivated is the hardest thing.
Yes,
I could just go and chill on that couch, and I did for a lot of the days. I was just like, I can't do this. I feel so overwhelmed. I'm done, and next thing you know, it's 5:00.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say that I haven't done the same thing. What was yesterday? Monday? Mm-hmm. Yes. So Monday, I had planned I was gonna because Sunday I was supposed to get the calendars done, do all this stuff. Monday, I got up and I sat on the couch for, I don't know, like 4.5 hours and did nothing. I played on my phone. I watched TikTok. I sat out there with the dogs. And after a while, I was just like, I'm not going to do anything today. And I didn't actually start working yesterday till like 9:00 at night.
Right.
Because same thing. I go through the same thing. Memphis is dreaming. I don't know if you can hear her.
I can. I can totally hear it.
She's dreaming.
So cute.
Oh, dogs. Hopefully everybody. Yeah. She's growling. So I'm gonna turn this up.
I've never heard her do it that loud.
It's so funny.
I wonder what she's doing.
She's chasing something. Get it.
Yeah, I watch her dream and stuff. Like, she's always doing that when we're there. But, like, I don't think I've ever heard her be so loud.
Yeah.
I think she's telling us to go on to the next question.
She might be.
Because we could talk about this all day.
Oh, we could have a whole separate podcast on YouTube. No, we can't. We don't have time for that.
We will. One day we'll talk about the rise and fall of Dan's trivia show. That was such an interesting social experiment, in my opinion. Of like, we're gonna do this and all this trivia stuff, and then it just didn't work.
Oh, the can show.
Yeah, the can shows and stuff like it. It just didn't, like, some things don't work. And for a while there, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I put all my eggs in this basket, and it just didn't work.
I don't think you watched the same talk I did at Vid Summit, and I mean, I don't want to spin this way off, but I watched. I don't remember who it was now. I'd have to look. But anyway, he was talking, and he goes, "If you're gonna fail fast." And I'm like, "What? Yeah." He's like, "Do it. Try it, fail fast. When it doesn't work, move on." And I'm like, man, what, like, I don't know why that hit me in such a way that it did, but I'm like, he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. If you're going to start something and you're going to put all this work and effort to it, and it doesn't, and you give yourself a timeline, 90 days. If this doesn't work in 90 days, we are moving on. And I think that as long as you give yourself enough time to realize if something's going to work or not, and you're doing everything. The other thing is you have to know what you're doing to fail fast. You can't just not know what you're doing, start a YouTube channel, not know how to do any of it, and then in 90 days when it's not working, go, oh, it didn't work. Well, it didn't work because you don't know what you're doing. That's different. I'm talking about people who know what they're doing, who are trying to start new things. Fail fast and try it again. Try something else.
Right, which in our case, like I had you backing up all the stuff that I was doing. Like it wasn't just throwing the stuff out there. You were very much in the analytics of my stuff, the thumbnails and everything. So I had somebody that was super experienced. Your camera's doing some crazy thing, and I was trying to fix it on the sly. But now I kind of love it.
Hold on, let me see.
I kind of love it. Here, I wonder if I can fix you real quick. You gotta fail fast. I wasn't bummed that it didn't work. I was scared at the fact that what am I gonna do next? I have no backup plan. I have no second try. I don't know what the heck I was gonna do next a little bit, and then we just went straight into like what we thought was working, which was like food reviews and this and that. And that seems to be taking off, but that does not mean that. Yeah, put it on me. That does not mean that that's gonna work as well, but it's working better than the other stuff. So yeah, you're right. Fail fast, and I don't mind failing. Like that's not a problem at all. We've created so many years. Stuff's gonna stick. Stuff's not gonna stick. That part, it's just scary not to know where your next dollar's gonna come from.
Exactly. Kind of like we know that now using the GoPro as a webcam is probably a fail fast method.
Did we just lose you?
I don't know. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Can you see the screen? It says GoPro
I can see
webcam.
The screen. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to come back on now.
Okay, you can get it to come back on, and I'm gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna go on to the next question. We can have like in-depth YouTube talks because I know people are still asking us to talk about COPA, which I've forgotten all about. But people are asking us to talk about COPA.
I saw that the other day on Twitter. Everybody was like, "What about COPA?" And I'm like, "Google it."
Mm-hmm. yeah. So maybe one day we'll have to have like an inside YouTube talk. Otherwise, we'll talk about
an updated COPA.
Yeah, because I think like our inside baseball talk it's pretty fascinating. Like the stuff that happens on this side of the entertainment camera.
Oh yeah,
is it's really neat. It's really neat, and it's like if you have a little bit of money, if you're not worried financially, that's the only thing that scares me. I don't mind failing. I don't mind getting thumbs down. I don't mind getting weird hate comments or the stuff not working. I just don't want to bankrupt myself where I have to go and like flip burgers somewhere. Like, you know, the creative process is fun. So it's really interesting to see all the stuff that happens, the emotional roller coasters. It's interesting. Okay, let's see. Are you back? You're not back yet. I'll go to the next question. Elizabeth Ford with the hard-hitting questions. I am new. Is Blake your biological son? I heard you talk about his mom's house in the last podcast, so I'm thinking he's not Crystal's. Maybe it's none of my business. You know what? It is none of your business. I am just kidding. Okay, so Blake is my son, not Crystal's son. Crystal does not have any kids at all. I met Crystal when Blake was 3, so she's been around forever. You know, Blake's 19 now. Blake's mom's house is about a mile from here, maybe a little bit more. Oh, there, you're back. Yes. Maybe just a little over a mile from here. So he goes back and forth week on, week off. I mean, he's here today because it's my birthday, so he stayed an extra couple days and stuff. It was a little more difficult, you know, throwing the kid football back and forth when he's younger, but now he's a grown adult and he just kind of goes from here to there. But yes, he's got 2 half brothers that look just like him. It's so crazy. They're all tall and stuff like him because Blake's so tall. He's bigger than me.
He's very tall.
He's bigger than me, and I'm 5'10". He's like right around 6 foot. So yep, that's Blake. He's here and he's not here, and right now he's in his back room playing. I don't know. He's playing with his buddies on his headset and stuff like that. So
I always forget, and I think you do the same thing. I forget that there's new people all the time. Mm-hmm. So I think we always make this mistake where we're like, we talk about things as if everybody knows what's going on. Like Blake.
Right.
Well, everybody knows. And then we forget that, everybody doesn't know.
I guess everybody knows if you watch the old vlogs, but I really don't talk about it because I just don't think about it. I just don't think about it.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, he only has to bounce back and forth from a mile or two. You know, it's just right up the street here. Yeah, so yes.
Right.
But yes, Blake is my biological son. He came out of me. He's mine. I gave birth to him. Yeah, so yes, I think I answered all those questions. Yeah. Okay, Traveling Sheep 42. Do you guys plan on watching The Social Dilemma, the documentary drama on Netflix? I know the topic isn't lighthearted stuff, but since you did watch and talk about the documentary on the Challenger the other episode, I know you guys are up for serious stuff too. I have not seen this yet, although I was listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast where they were talking about the social dilemma. Have you heard anything about this documentary at all?
Yes, and I don't know that I'm actually going to watch it because I don't know. I had a friend of mine that watched it and like went crazy about, oh my God, you should get rid of Facebook and everything needs to go and social media is horrible and it's a bad thing. And,
right.
And I'm not on that train. I don't think social media is evil and this horrible thing. Do I think it's toxic?
Oh.
Well, no. I think listen, I don't think social media is toxic. I think people are toxic. And the people that are toxic on social media are the same people that are toxic in real life. There's a difference there. So there's a difference. But I haven't watched it. I've seen it on my Netflix a few times and I've thought about pulling it up. But I don't know. There's just a part of me that's like, I don't really want to hear somebody tell me how horrible and bad social media is and how much better my life would be without it because I just disagree.
Yeah. I kind of half want to watch it, but I'm not afraid of privacy invasion. I'm not afraid of any of that stuff. I've said it for years. Privacy is over and over again. I've had my eyes peeled back on what the internet really is over 10 years ago, especially as a creator and stuff. Right. When you see what really goes on behind, you'd be surprised on how much stuff you guys think is real that is not real. It's entertainment. Right. It's illusions. It's the internet. It's not Facebook that's really toxic. It's all the other people that put the stuff on Facebook that is also toxic.
And that was my point.
Yes. It's fake news everywhere. There's fake facts everywhere. There's fake stuff everywhere. And your privacy is over, I'm not hiding anything. It's never a big deal to me. You can tailor your ads to whatever you want to snoop on my stuff with. I say stuff out loud. It shows up on here all the time. All the time it shows up on here. I was talking about Dunkaroos the other day, and then I got an ad for Dunkaroo cookies. It doesn't bother me at all. You guys all need to just get over it. There's a lot of other stuff that happens in that documentary though that I know about, dissimulating fake news articles and deep fakes and stuff like that. That stuff's so out of my range of stuff that I don't even know. But I have not been hurt or affected negatively by any of that stuff. So I just don't buy into a lot of it. You got to be smart.
Yeah, and like I said, I think I'm kind of, and maybe it's because we have grown up in this. So I think there's a separation of people that have literally grown up with social media versus people who are either newer to it or much older, and it's not we literally grew up with we created our generation created social media, MySpace, all of it.
Yeah, we've been there. AOL messages, IRQ, we've been doing this since the 90s.
Yep. So I think that it's different based on, I think there's generational differences. I also feel like younger kids also, because you don't see young kids on Facebook. Young kids don't get on Facebook.
Blake does not have a Facebook.
No, Facebook's for your parents.
Right.
That's, they're on TikTok and they're on, so like I said, can you get addicted to it? You can get addicted to anything, literally anything. So yes. Is there people who spend way too much time on it? Yeah, I spend too much time on social media. I really do spend too much time on social media. I can get sucked into watching TikTok forever. I can get sucked into watching, being on Facebook and just doing the scroll thing, which my Facebook is amazing right now because it's all puppies and kittens.
Because you have a hide stuff. People button. I love you hide for 30 days button.
I started snoozing. I unfollowed people and snoozed people for 30 days. And the other day I was going through my Facebook and I was showing Jamie, I'm like, look at it. It's all my friends that do nothing but post pictures of their pets and and my creator friends that are always posting these motivational creator things and we can do this and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, this is great. I love Facebook now. It's so much better.
and I'm not sure what else is happening in that documentary. There could be some way deeper stuff. I know there was a lot of fake news stuff going around and this and that. I do know that Facebook did lose for the first quarter ever. They've lost subscribers. They lost more than they gained. So that tells you that
I was going to say, it sounds like that's going to happen again. I had a bunch of people that are telling me they're closing their Facebook accounts and all this stuff, and they're all exiting to all these other platforms. Because all the stuff's going around,
all these shows are going around, and all the stuff's going around, and advertisers are backing out and this and that because they have no spines. Nobody's got less of a backbone than advertisers.
Yeah.
Nobody. Yeah. Nobody. Don't do anything on camera because you're going to get fired for it.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like I'm in a different category, and yes, I do realize there's a lot of toxicity on there. But you just gotta know what to look out for. You just gotta know what to look out for.
I think the biggest thing is when it comes to social media, and I'm talking to everybody out there right now, no matter what platform it is, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, anything, don't be afraid to remove toxic people from your life.
Right. Or snooze
on
them.
social media. Or snooze them, or hide them, or unfollow them. You don't have to unfriend them. There's this really cool unfollow button. You know, you can mute people from sending you messages, things like that.
Right.
Don't feel like you have to see everything they post because they're your friend. And you also don't have to agree with everybody on everything. It's great that we all have differing opinions. And I think that if more people just realized it's okay to unfollow people and it's okay to kind of just make it so you don't have to see those things. Not that you want the world to be perfect, but it's social media. If you were standing in a circle of people and you got somebody over here that's lighting everybody on fire, you're going to get out of the circle. I mean, and that's kind of my point, you know.
Right.
Don't be afraid to just remove a little bit of the toxicity from your life. My Facebook's great right now. I should screenshot you the stuff that I see. It's great.
The world has done a pretty good job on making it super important for you to put a lot of weight on what social media is on your life.
Yes.
They do. They do.
I
They
do.
They really
well,
do.
And especially now with the pandemic, when, you know, everybody's stuck at home and they're not, you know, they can't go do things. Where are you getting your interaction? You're getting it on Facebook. Yep. You're getting it on YouTube. You're getting it on your little Discord groups, and you're playing your video games. Jamie plays video games every single night with friends of his. Every night. That's his social. You know, and the nights when he doesn't play, you can tell he's like, oh, nobody got on to play today. You know, and you can tell. So
yeah.
I think, you know, it's a good and a bad.
When you find something on social media, before you share it, maybe you should Google it a little bit and do some research to make sure that it's true. My mom
probably a good idea.
Posted some picture of Jesus the other day. And it was straight up Obi-Wan Kenobi, Liam Neeson from Star Wars. I'm like, Mom, that is not how do you know at this? You're so old, you were around when he was around. How do you not know this is not him? And so you gotta do your homework.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure what's in that documentary, and I don't know if I'm going to watch it or not.
Well, maybe we should watch it. I don't want to watch it. So.
Nah, me neither. All right, last question. Congrats to Jess reaching 1 million subscribers and Dan's growing channel. Yay! You both have been making video content for a long time. How has your video editing style changed? Any pro tips or suggestions?
My video editing sucks.
It's just the same.
Yeah, I don't think I've changed anything, and I don't color correct. I've just now started doing a little bit more like audio leveling and things like that, but I don't color correct. I just put the videos together and it is what it is. I haven't really changed the way that I edit, and I still use, from the time I started my YouTube career, I used Corel Video Studio because it was cheap, and that was why I got it. It was cheap, and that was what I could afford, and I still, to this day, use that program. And I love it. It's simple, it's easy, it's powerful, and it's cheap.
Right. Yep. Yeah. My editing and stuff like that comes from a little bit of doing videos back in 2011 where you had 15 seconds to pump it out, so I'm fast on that. Static one take shots with no transitions because I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. So a lot of my stuff is just influences of what I like. My suggestion is find somebody you like if you don't have a style and just bite their style until you eventually figure it out. I don't even know what I'm doing on those food review videos. I'm part Epic Mealtime. I'm part DM Drops. I'm part of that Dude's Do Food Review. Welcome to Dan's Food Reviews. Eventually I'll figure it out. But right now I'm just part... I think in this last video, I'm like, Taco Bell, you're playing with my emotions. I'm sure that is from DM. I am sure. So right now, I can't figure me out as a food content creator. So I'm doing what I like and what I know. And eventually, I'll get a one-liner or two. I need to take another bite. Some people like it. Some people don't. Like, eventually, that's my thing. I didn't get that from another channel. You know, so there's things that, like, I'll eventually evolve and find my own, like, style. But right now, I'm just a mashup of food review videos from every other thing that I've watched. I shot one in the car yesterday. I was watching people shoot it in the car to see how they were setting it up because I don't have any data on how to do that. So there's nothing wrong with just, what is it, like, imitate until you can innovate. take stuff. As far as video editing goes, try to get something that's a little high quality that you're confused about in the beginning, because you'll like the way it edits better than like what was the worst? It was Windows Movie Maker. Windows Movie Maker.
I used Windows Movie Maker many years ago.
Man, I don't even know how anybody could use that. There was a year or 2 or 3 of creating in 2010, 11, and 12 where Windows Movie Maker was free and on your desktop when you installed Windows, and there was some poorly edited, poorly produced videos back in the day because of how you couldn't there was no timeline to get it on the syllable or everything. It was just barely clip editing. People still put out content, which was better than nothing, but there was a lot of content that could have been done way better if you had a nicer editing program. So yeah, learn an editing program. Even the Crow one that you have, it still edits pretty well for it being almost like a basic editing program.
Right.
I use Sony Vegas. Adobe Premiere is the industry standard if you want to edit other people's videos in the future or something like that. But my biggest thing is just don't stop, and if you don't have a style, that's okay. Find a style that you like, take that style, and eventually you will transform it into your own style.
And you can literally learn how to use any video editing program. Like I always say, Google it. Google it. YouTube it.
Oh my
you
gosh.
literally can learn. I taught myself Photoshop by using YouTube videos. I had no idea what I was doing, and now I know how to use Photoshop.
It's amazing. You just Google your problem. Someone's already has your problem, and somebody's got to answer for it every time. I didn't know how to take my videos and make it go into that little box that I did for the first time this last week. I Googled it. The guy showed me the buttons to click. I clicked the buttons, and then it did it, and I was done. So you can do anything now with the internet. That is it. Well, okay. Well, that is it. That was a lot of questions. So thank you guys so much. If you want to submit a question, we always have a Patreon topic thread where you could do that on our Patreon, youtube.com/ccmousepodcast. We've been going for an hour and we didn't even get to some of the stuff that I have on here. Maybe we'll save it for another day. I don't know. What are we doing for a thumbnail this week? Is it 1 million subscribers? Can we get away with that this week?
I think so.
Then we can do that.
Let's do it.
Then we'll save this really cool story I have about this boat for next week. Ooh.
Or maybe we'll get crazy and we'll still go live this week. People seem to be missing that we haven't gone live in 3 weeks. We just need to figure out a time to do it.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. We're both so busy.
But maybe, yes. We didn't do a live on Monday. I don't know how to fit. I couldn't get enough done yesterday. I was trying to do the food review video. We might have to do these once a month or something.
Yeah, either once a month or once every other week. I don't like doing them so far out. I think an every other week thing, but we really we need to figure it out. And as much as I like Mondays, because I feel like Mondays are the best, it doesn't work when we podcast because then we run out of topics because we've live streamed. So I think maybe we should go back to Wednesday, but we can't do Wednesday because we're releasing a video podcast on Wednesday on our YouTube channel, and then we go live at night, and then that doesn't work for the YouTube algorithm, and first world problems.
Oh, yeah. We'll figure out a way to squeeze it in there. There's just not enough days.
There's not enough days.
Food reviews, podcasts, now baking live streams, Dantix shows. You have videos that you put up for the dogs channel and the vlogs channel and the podcast too. So I think we're getting a little overloaded for now. We'll figure it out, but we'll figure it out. Right. I mean, what's on tap for the rest of the week is on Friday we are going to do a live stream on RFS Dan. It'll be another baking live stream. It'll be a birthday baking live stream where Crystal will make me my birthday cake.
Because it is really Dan's birthday today.
Today really is Dan's birthday.
He joked it off when I tried to say that's what we were celebrating instead of 1 million subscribers.
I'm old.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Thank you. I don't know about you. I'm feeling 42. Oh man, what an age. What an age.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
I feel good. I feel better right now than I did this time last year. Good. And I'm not taking away from the bike shop or any of that stuff like that. You know, I had a great time there, but I feel more focused and in control of what's happening in my life.
Right.
Than last year. So I feel really good right now. So thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you to everybody that's been sending. I just went to the P.O. box today and there was all kinds of stuff in there for me today. So I'm so excited to have some presents to open tonight. So thank you so much for sending me stuff to the P.O. box right now. Since it's so small, I will be sending letters out to everybody that sends me something. So
I did that in the beginning and it was so fun. And then I just got to a point where I could not keep up.
Today I sent Jess a picture. This is behind the scenes stuff of my car seat with all the stuff I got from the P.O. box. And then you sent me yours because you went today too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you need a pickup truck. I mean, the one time you pushed out a whole cart to the car. So I get it. There's not enough time for you to be able to reply back to everybody, but I'm still in that nice infant phase where you'll still get a little bit of one-on-one attention from me.
Somebody posted one on my Instagram the other day. They tagged me. I used to print out a 4x6 photo. And anybody that would send us stuff, I would send a 4x6 photo back. And that's what I didn't write on it. It just said gone to the Snow Dogs. And I sent a photo back to anybody that sent us stuff. And I did that because Dane from Annoying Orange.
Oh, yes.
When I sent him a Christmas card to his P.O. box. And that's what he did. He sent me a photo back. And I'm like, that's a really cool idea. I want to do that. And I started doing that. Maybe eventually, now that I don't promote my P.O. box as much, and because I don't do Fan Fridays and stuff, maybe eventually I'll get back to a point where I can continue to do that, because I did really like doing it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mine right now pretty much has, it's on a piece of paper and it's got greasy fingers and probably beer drip drops, but I have been scrabbling back and putting them in envelopes. So if you do send me some, could you look, and I say this because I'm the worst writer ever.
Don't write in cursive?
Could you not write with your left hand, your opposite hand? I can't see, I don't know who to send this back to, because
when I do the Christmas card exchange that I do, that is one of the things that I say in the video. Please print it so I can read it, and please make sure that your return address is legible.
And I have no idea how the post office got it to me.
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh, one of them was written in Clean On. I swear it was written in straight up Clean On.
I believe it.
But I appreciate it, and it does honestly, as a human being, it makes me super happy. I really super like it. So thank you so much. That's it. So that's what we'll be doing Friday night. It'll be a fun live stream, which has been going off really, really well. And then Saturday will be Dantix. What do you have on tap this week? Just vlogs and dog channel stuff?
Yeah, Friday is I might go live Sunday with the dogs for a little bit. Ooh. If not, it'll be Tuesday. I don't know. I said I would go live sometime this week with the dogs, so make sure you have that bell notification and the thing and the clicked and whatever the YouTube wants you to do now. Click the bell, turn on all notifications, spin around, do a dance, make a little love. I don't know what the heck it is anymore, because they change it all the time. And even if you do turn the notifications on, they might not work. Which, speaking of, I don't want to derail this, but I've been really good at that today. Coming soon, hopefully really soon. Mm-hmm. I'm going to text notifications for my channels. Now I've said it out loud. Now it has to happen. It's on my list.
Okay, somewhat into the same things that DeFranco does and stuff like that with the text messages.
Yes.
Okay.
So the company that does that reached out to me. I had a long talk with them. I really like the idea behind it. And the really cool part is it's not like just the texts just go out to tell you that there's a new video. I can text people when we're going to be at events. I can do a mass text based on area where people are from. So if we're cause I can't tell you how many times we've gone to an event, like when we came out to LA, and people were like, oh my gosh, I live out here. How come I didn't know? Well, I put it all over the dang internet, but you missed it because of, notifications. So I like the idea of that, but I can also text people back if I want to. So I can have it so where people can send us messages and I can sit there and message people back, and I just think that's kind of neat.
That is kind of neat. Can you do stuff can you send a picture? Can you just take your phone and take a picture and then bloop, here's exclusives?
Yep.
It seems much easier than sitting down with a group of photos and editing and stuff. It seems like a little bit more real time.
Yes. Yeah, okay. And I just, like I said, I liked it, and a lot of people don't like how the notification system is broken. I've been trying to find a way to fix it, and I did the email list for a while, and email is just, you get so many, you get a lot of texts too, but email is so outdated.
It is outdated. It's almost snail mail.
Nobody opens their email because they get 100 of them a day, but text is still something that you don't get as much, and I feel like it's a little bit more personal, so sometime this week I'm hoping to have
I like it. That's a good idea. I like it. I think you have just enough people that subscribe to make that doable.
Yes. And then when I do limited edition merch and it's only available for 7 days and I'm trying to tell everybody I can, but I can't tell everybody because they don't get notifications. And then I get people that are really upset that they missed out on it. This is just one more way. Hey, you're going to get notifications about, you'll get notifications about new videos. You'll get notifications about new merch, And I'm not going to text you every day.
Yeah, right. It won't be spammy. But for instance, the glow in the dark shirt, we pushed that a lot because there was limited time and they had to print it. So we had to push things like that. So I get it. That'll be fun. Good.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. Hopefully, it's on my list. I have a list. There's a list.
The list gets longer. It never.
There's a list, and I have this really cool pen that I've been using. You see this?
That thing looks like it weighs 20 pounds. It's got those expensive beads on there. What are those?
It does, but the pen writes amazing. I don't know if you can actually see it. This was actually given to me by Cyber Husky.
Oh, nice. That is
And it
awesome.
has a bead for every one of the dogs. So, yeah.
I wish I remember what those beads were called. There's a name for it. One of my friends in Australia, she collects those and stuff, and then she'll post about them every now and then, and it's like, oh, that bead with that little paw on it, I was like $35.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
It is a very heavy pen, but I don't hold my pen correctly anyway. I hold my pen like this, so the weight of it doesn't bother me.
Wow, you write like my friend Ryan writes.
You're supposed to write like this, is
right,
it?
You write like a left-handed person with your right hand.
Yeah, I write like a left-handed person with my right hand.
Wow. Does anybody else do that? Does your brother do that?
No.
You're broken, Jess.
Yep, I know.
All right, we should get out of here because now we're just kind of rambling on.
Okay.
Let's do this. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of the CC Mouse Podcast. Listen to us every Wednesday on your favorite music app. Interact with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon at CC Mouse Podcast. If you want to see the video version of this, you can see it at youtube.com/CC Mouse Podcast. And we'll see you next week. Same mouse time, same mouse podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yes.
Hey, we did a thing even though my camera crashed, and I'll fix it for next week.
That's what makes it fun.
Even if I have to get a new Brio and spend the extra $100.
They're like $225 right now, so about $25 more.
Okay, well that's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
Because I really liked that camera.